All right, let me start off by apologizing for any noise that of the 5 or 6 people listening to this might hear in the background. I do apologize. But regardless, I'm still going to get my point across. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, it cannot be overstated how much I am not a fan of the multiverse currently going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I've said this plenty of times because, on one hand, we're dealing with the multiverse, and then we're dealing with space, then we're dealing with magic, and then we also forgot that Shang-Chi exists and he's just out there somewhere, and so are the Eternals. But it's the lack of consistency, which is pretty just much as make me so apathetic, if you will, towards how this whole saga is unfolding. But the main things that I really want to touch on is that of Doctor Strange, Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, and Agatha Harkness. Now, when it comes to Agatha Harkness, her series, Agatha All Along, was not needed at all. I mean, folks should have learned their lesson when it came to Madam Web, that whenever you make a movie based off of a minor character that already exists in the universe of a major character, nobody cares about that character unless you introduce said major character that they are tied to. All right? Hell, look at Ekko. Ekko was in Hawkeye, which came out in 2021, and not too many people cared about Ekko. I'm just going to be honest. But when it came to Agatha All Along, it was just something to watch just to see how it plays into the rest of the MCU. And speaking of which, the events of Agatha All Along make the events of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness not make any sense. And the reason I say that is because when you find out in Agatha All Along, you see that Wanda's 2 kids, Billy and Tommy, 2 kids that she made up with her imagination, somehow come to life, and they are still alive and have taken over the bodies of 2 dead kids that's out there, all right? And I'm going, if Wanda is a Scarlet Witch and she was looking into the dark hole with all this magic, wouldn't she have detected that her kids are alive and out there somewhere instead of crashing out on everybody and Doctor Strange too over these children? And speaking of which, it was stupid to make Wanda the villain of Doctor Strange 2. And when it comes to the Multiverse of Madness, you didn't really see any multiverse. You didn't really see any madness. You saw none of that stuff. A total disappointment, a letdown. And speaking of Doctor Strange, for somebody to be the Sorcerer Supreme, when you go look at Spider-Man No Way Home, wouldn't he have known or had knowledge that the multiverse already existed before Peter Parker came to him and asked him for that favor? See, these are the questions that makes me wonder. Somebody in that writer's room is just making up this stuff as they go along. And also, speaking of Wanda, I really do not like the way how Disney has depowered her and held her back. Because anybody who has ever read the House of M miniseries that came out over 20 plus years ago knows exactly how powerful Wanda Maximoff is. So powerful to the point that she can warp, manipulate, and rewrite reality anytime she wants to. And that's exactly what she did. But overall, yeah, this inconsistency that they're doing with the Multiverse saga, I really hope they have this crap cleaned up by the time we get to Avengers Doomsday and also to Avengers Secret Wars. Just my thoughts, just my opinion, and as always, just saying.